So I'd like to introduce to everybody to Alec, better known as Fantasy A. Say hello, Alec.
Hey everyone, what's up? Thank y'all for joining in. My name is Fantasy A, aka Alex Hubbard, ALEX. And I was born and raised in Seattle, Washington, and I have Asperger's syndrome. I'm a hip hop artist, writing personal songs about my personal life struggles I've been through and the things what's going on that I stand up for. And I graduated from the center school in Seattle Center in 2011, and I graduated from the Pathways to Independence Transition Program at Rainy Ridge High School in 2014. And I'm also a current employee with City of Seattle at Seattle Public Utilities as an office maintenance aide, doing filing, dust mopping, and data entry. And I'm also employed with Ally Universal at Lumenfield as the event staff security, doing overseeing, bag checking, and searching.
Well, tell us a little bit about what it's like to be on the spectrum, if you can't, and how that has affected your career advancement within some of your jobs.
Well, how I feel about it being on the spectrum, it's kind of hard. Usually I have a hard time paying attention, but I just remind myself that I had to pay attention more, and I won't let me down like that. I have to think to myself before moving forward, and so that's why I have to think smarter before keep making mistakes. So that's
but we all make mistakes, don't we, Alec? And the key is how we learn from those mistakes is basically, the best part about making it, because we're all going to make mistakes,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of talk about the challenges behind being autistic and having a job and how that affects your job. What are some challenges that you run into?
The challenges I run into getting this job is if I think of something I kind of screech a bit, and what I need to know about it is I just think to myself, taking deep breaths before screeching, talking to myself that's what I was been through. Those are the worst challenges I had to face. It's I had to making sure that it doesn't give me more stress. That's the biggest challenge I have to work on, is not to mouth quietly, because people will think, is there something wrong with me? And how I can overcome it, that kind of gives me stress a bit. So sometimes people have that too. People with autism have that too.
Yeah, my son does. My son likes to screech a lot as well. It can be very challenging at times, right?
Yes.
But what the world really needs is somebody like you to educate them as to, hey, I'm okay. And so it's about educating, right? It's truly
educating, yeah.
And that's what you're doing here today, is you're educating, people what it's like to be autistic, what it's like, what kind of challenges you run into. But there's also so many strengths behind you, which we're going to talk about as we talk today, and you're going to share some of your great successes with us. We're excited to hear.
Yes.
Yes, that's why we got you here today. So your outlet is your music.
Yes.
And you use that to express how you're feeling inside, and maybe you can't tell somebody like me how you feel. You do it through song. Is that correct?
Correct.
What's important to you when you're sitting down with a pen and paper and you think, I want to get something out?
Of course. If you ever have a bad day, if someone bothers you and you think you did a mistake, and it's important you write down a piece of paper, and if you need someone to talk to, you can write down who you talked with. And if anything bothers you, if you ran into a problem and everything, and if that gives you any stress, you can also write it down.
Exactly. Do you also write about, the good things that happen to you as well, or do you mostly focus on education back to people?
the good things I write songs about is get to people to understand about my disability and
Yeah.
how they should treat me differently, how they have to treat me good, like they treat to people that they know. Get them to be more understandable, and I can be understandable, and what I try to tell them, and that's how I get them to get to know me before they move to something else.
Do you feel like that's the gift that you were given, is the gift of music?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, would you be willing to share your song with us today?
Yes, of course.
Perfect. All right.
All right, you guys. The song I'll be playing is called "Can't Stand Anxiety." Hope you guys love it. So here it goes. This is the beat I made, y'all. All right, here it goes. Something bothered me that I couldn't handle. It's like being tried inside a stressful castle. Anxiety is my problem that I have right now. Trying to get away from it, but I don't know how. The house I live in right now is turned down apart. It got me too much stress that I have a painful heart. My mom has anxiety problem, trying to help her. I love her just my mom has under her fur. I'm a rapper with autism has a stressful life. The ones that like anxiety is my future wife. Nobody understands what my anxiety is like. I was able to step from time while walking on pike. But that's my problem. He got my eyes screwed up. So it's talking bothers me as it gets too tough. I can't take it anymore. I don't know who to talk to. Try to take deep breaths. There's something else to do. Start to save your anxiety as it's gone through. Comes down, make it work as it gets me through. You know, this anxiety is me much longer. What bring my past songs will make me stronger.
Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back.
Screw anxiety, right, you all? Do one thing at a time. You do 3 things at one time, it's create a lot of anxiety. I'm getting tired of being stressed on other things. I try to think things up. I heard a doorbell ring. Nobody wants to help me, but being so mean. It's hard to believe I feel so clean. This research about my future has been so hard. We'll be able to get the person from business card. Can't find a place in Seattle is hard to know. That's one house this place is about to tear down. Surprised the day my mom will move downtown. Can't say myself anymore. I need to get out. Fancy wants to move away is what's about. Stop following me. I want to focus on myself. I don't want anything to happen that'll hurt yourself. Don't want to lose my mom. I need her the most. They make it like bear if I eat French toast. Getting tired of the eggs that my dad gives me. He comes out with work and please comes through. Sorry to take care of my dad. I can't do it anymore. Does he take care of my mom? Is what I do for.
Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back.
And I can post the lyrics too. For those that couldn't understand me, I understand that too. A bad anxiety gives me no horrible path. My dad drinks too much beer, he'll fill my wrath. Stop, super y'all deadly. I show feeling my crappy bed so badly. Diseases out of the house got me so darn sick. Some of the glasses my problems I have to pick. That's why I want my live arrangements to be safe. They leave me like bear, I to eat green grapes. Been praying to the Lord for our bad anxiety. Want my money, get a better house and a better society. I have to be far away so I can have my freedom. Get away from my dad, become my better wisdom. Sorry has anxiety as it comes through. Calling sound, making work as it becomes true. It's hard to take care of myself, but I'll be so brave. To put my back mind out, put inside the grave. My money, I says as I move forward. Let's go to the last, turn backwards. To be safe from them, my mom may be in the barren coast. That's why I can't stand anxiety, it hurt me the most.
Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety.
And this is the hand movement, y'all.
Can't
It's called
stand
fancy
anxiety.
chop.
Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand
the fancy
anxiety.
chop.
Can't
Double
stand
chop.
anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your
This is
stress
a new
and
head
don't
movement I
think
came up
back.
with,
Can't
guys.
stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Can't stand anxiety. Get away your stress and don't think back.
All right, that's the end of the first song. Yeah, that's can't stand anxiety, guys. So let me know how you guys like my first song I play during this event.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was impressed. You know, that's tough. I mean, when you sit back and you you hear the lyrics of what you're talking about, that's pretty deep. You know, and be able to sit down and really express what you're feeling. I think the biggest thing that you could share with people is just what you were going through at that time. You know, and when you look at that, I really like your dance moves. You got to get on TikTok, right? Are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I already have TikTok.
You already have TikTok? Those are some
Yes,
great
I
dance-
do.
Well, I'll have to duo you sometime. I'll have to learn your words and duo you. Do you know what a
Yes.
duo is? Yeah, we'll go side by side.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
There you go. There you go.